If salons are where we're supposed to feel our best, why do so many stylists feel sick or burnt out? That is honestly the question that brought me to writing my book, Changeworthy. So, for the last 3 years, I have been keeping kind of a secret. I have been working on a book, and I started the manuscript about 3 years ago, kind of tabled it while I was, working on the academy and working with the green beauty community and running the salon. And this year it became really apparent to me that it was time for me to put it all together and put it out to the world. This has been a crazy journey for me. I don't mind being out here. I share a lot of different things with a lot of different people. But there was something about writing a book. It goes way beyond what I am like inside my box, right? This is so out of my box. It is part of why I wrote it is to really step outside of my box and do something a little different to challenge myself and to like really put all of this together, tell my story, not just for me, but for other salon owners. Because my biggest mission is helping other salon owners create clean and sustainable businesses that not only are surviving in these times, but truly that you can thrive and that you're happy and you're proud of your salon and that it is fulfilling to you and not just burning you out. So, this book is part my story, part a guide for you to be able to like start to put together your own clean and sustainable salon. And it is for salon owners who care about clean ingredients, sustainability, and putting wellness at the forefront of their business. And it's all about that moment that pushed me to truly start a clean and sustainable, not only business, but my lifestyle and all the ups and downs and everything else in between. Because what I have learned through all the years of being in the industry, I think I've been in the industry for like 26 years now. And 14 of those years, I have had my own business, my own salon, being a clean and sustainable salon. All of these setbacks and these things that happen in my life, I realize much later in my life that they happened for me. It was quite the journey that I could not have told you when I started into this industry that I would be where I am today. Even when I started my own business, even though I had a clean mindset to have clean ingredients, I could not have told you that it would have ended up where I am today. So that's what the book is about. And we're going to deep dive into the different sections today so that you can get a little bit more of a taste of what you're going to learn inside this book. So all of this started when I had two little kids, and they were a toddler and a little baby, and I was cleaning the bathroom. I was actually cleaning their bathroom. I'm cleaning away like we usually do. I don't even remember what product I was using. It was like 409 or bleach or something. But I could definitely feel a difference. I was breathing it in, but my kids kept trying to come into the bathroom and they wanted to hang out with me. And I just remember myself like telling them, like, please go play in your room. I don't want you both breathing this in. So I kept telling them to go back, and they kept wanting to come in. And that light bulb moment I had of, if I don't want my kids to breathe in the fumes of this, why on earth am I breathing the fumes in and taking the chance? Because that's what we're supposed to do. That's what we were taught to use. I had honestly, never even really thought about it until that moment. So up until that moment, I had never even given it a second guess. I used what we always have used, and I just did what I did. And for whatever reason that day, it just hit me differently. And That night, no joke, I went back, the kids went to bed, I put them to sleep, and I went back to my room and I hopped on the computer and I opened up Pandora's box. I started researching like what's in the products, what should we avoid, what our ingredients are bad, and I found out so much that night. And I just kept going like deeper and deeper and deeper. So the next morning I woke up and I'm like, all right, I was very determined to go ahead and like start switching everything out until I figured out that it wasn't as easy to find products that would substitute, that would be healthier and not so toxic for me and my family. But that day is truly what started me on all of this journey. And I could never have even thought that it would have brought me to where I am today. And I'm really, really so happy and so grateful that this is where it has brought me in my life, because it has done more for me than I could have ever imagined. Not only for me, but for my family, for my clients, for my team at the salon, and for hopefully everyone else who will read this or watch this podcast or any of those things. Like, just the little bit of change that we're able to make is so worth it. And I'm grateful that that moment happened and that I listened to my intuition and I listened to what I felt in the moment instead of pushing it all back down and kind of ignoring it once it started to get hard. So through that process, all these years ago, because that was about 16 years ago when I started on that journey. And throughout the years, I just took notes of what I was doing, what worked, what didn't. Fast forward to today, a lot of that is what has built out the book Changeworthy. So I want to take you through the steps in the book and just like highlight a few different pieces that was really important. So there are 4 parts to this book. The first part of the book is what I like to call the awakening. And that was that moment of being in the bathroom and seeing what all of these fumes were doing to myself and my kids. And there's so much more, because as I started to write this book, I noticed, looking back at my life, there were so many points in my life that really started to awaken me to what was possible. So in this part, I talked to you about my full-on story of when I was younger and the things that happened to shape who I am today. And then each one of those pieces and those big moments in my life, I started to put together like how I got through things that were difficult and what it took from me to be able to get through those pieces. So through this first part of the awakening, that's really what we start to dive into, is what difficulties am I, experiencing, but it's going to be able to help reflect on your life of like, what are you experiencing now? And how do we start to shift from where we're at and what we can go beyond that? So part 2 is what I like to call the inner work. The beliefs that are running our everyday lives. Our subconscious beliefs truly do run every part of your life. And you have a certain belief standard right now that is building out your life. And those beliefs are running your salon, your pricing, your schedule, all of the different aspects of your business and your life. So if you want a healthy salon, you cannot build a healthy salon on unhealthy boundaries, unhealthy subconscious beliefs. So if you want a healthy salon, you cannot build a healthy salon from unhealthy subconscious beliefs. So we start to break down what that internal work is in order to build a successful salon that is healthy and clean and sustainable, because I hear so many salon owners and just beauty professionals in general thinking that being a clean and sustainable salon is about the products. And while that is a huge piece, we have to have products, it is not the entire piece of the pie. And when we start to put all the pieces together, then that is when we start to actually have a belief system for a super successful, healthy, sustainable, clean salon. And the third part of the book is what I like to call the rebuild. This is after being awakened to what is going on and doing that inner work. It's a chance where we start to get to build a rebuild of our salon, of our lives, the roadmap that simplifies things and starts to bring everything together, including your services, your pricing, your clients, your team, bringing all of these pieces together so that you can rebuild it even better than you could have imagined. And the last part is what I like to call the bigger impact. This is the impact that your salon is going to have outside of just your salon. Your team culture, your client education, your partnerships, and your visibility in the community. So we talk about being able to take what you have created and put a spotlight on it in the absolute best, beautiful way that we possibly can, and really start to make change, not only in your life, not only in your family's lives, but your team members, your clients, your community, and then every single person that comes into your salon. Not only are they affected, but so are the people that they know. So that's that bigger impact. And this is like my guiding light. Every single thing that I do and I have put together is based on that bigger impact, because I love what happens in the meantime, right? What changes I get to see in myself, my family, my team, my clients. But the beautiful thing is that it continues to move forward in impact. And I truly believe that we are worthy and we deserve change. That's why I called this book Changeworthy, is because I believe our industry is deserving and worthy of change. I believe our community and our planet are also deserving and worthy of change. So for me, Changeworthy was so much bigger than what it was for me. Changeworthy is a much bigger mission for me. And there's a lot of different facets and different ideas and different ups and downs that I had to experience to be able to get to the place in my life where I truly believed that I was worthy of change. So, all of that being said, this is my way of drawing a line in the sand and standing for a better industry, standing for what you deserve, what every client deserves, what every beauty professional and salon owner deserves. And what I truly believe that the entire beauty industry needs more than anything is really standing up for something that is going to be better for us. Cleaner, healthier. We've got to stop just following what we've always done. And we've seen it in so many other aspects in life, in other industries. We see it in the food industry, where we're starting to see like what we put into our bodies matters. All of the preservatives and the extra stuff is actually harming us. And then we see it happening in the cosmetic industry as well. Preservative free, getting rid of a lot of the harmful ingredients that is actually harming our health. And now we see it in the beauty industry, where There are lawsuits happening with people in our industry getting sick, having a lot of health issues, and having to either get out of the industry completely or having to really pull back, and they can't do most of the things that they used to do. This is my line in the sand, and this is the way that I knew to be able to share my story and get it out there so that you could see, no matter where you're at today, no matter what's happening in your life, you can make a choice to better your life, better your day to day. And we don't have to just go with the industry standards. So, writing this book was hard. And there was a lot of voice notes in the car and talking to myself and messy drafts and rewriting and rewriting and rereading and rewriting chapters. And honestly, it was a lot of hard work, but it taught me so much. So, if you are a salon owner and you have been curious about clean and sustainable business, or you've already started to implement this into your business and you're just looking how to get over some of the hurdles or really start to integrate all of this into every fiber of what your business stands for, then this is the book for you. And if you are a client who loves clean living, you're going to see the why and the reasoning behind what I built with Enlightened Styles as a clean and sustainable salon. And you'll just get to see that bigger impact and the story behind whether you come to the salon or if you're looking for a salon who is clean and sustainable. You'll get to see a lot of the journeys and the things that we have to overcome to build something like that is a bigger impact for you and for everyone else in the community. So the book Changeworthy goes live October 21st, and you get first access to when the book actually goes live. So the link is in the description, and thank you so much for being here. And I'm really, really excited to share this with you. Make sure you watch the next episode where I go a little deeper into the book and talk to you a little bit more about all the pieces in there.